Advanced Teaching, Learning, and Research. This is the 4th edition, and the week-long activities started yesterday with free enhanced workshops and tutorials, and it's continuing till tomorrow, Wednesday. The e-learning international conference is scheduled for Thursday and Friday, so please take note. We are happy to be here because we stand to gain a lot. But to welcome us officially, with a loud round of applause, please welcome the Director of E-Learning Center, Professor Emmanuel Kofi Akowua.
The representative of the Honorable Minister of Education, Honorable Haruna Idrusu, the Vice Chancellor of this great university, the Registrar, the UNESCO Country Rep, Mr. Edmond Mukala, who is joining us online, Provosts, Directors, Deans, Deputy Registrars, Heads of Departments, Members of Convocation, SRC and GRASAG executives, for which reason we are here. Our partners, especially Dr. Ann Nelson from Arizona State University, the University Design Institute. Our lovely students, for which reason we are also gathered here. Our media partners, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be here to welcome all of you to Kumasi, which is the Garden City, and I dare say the technology capital of Ghana, and home to the #1 destination of quality education, KNUST. Whichever of these 3 reasons that brought you here, I hope that at the end of the week, you would have been convinced of all 3. Today, we have gathered here once again as a university community, joined by all partners across several sectors for one reason: to ask ourselves the questions that we've been asking since 2022 about how we can improve the quality of education using digital transformation. We have been doing this consistently since 2022, and this year would be no exception. However, this year's question that we hope to solve, or this year's theme, as the MC started with, is harnessing AI and emerging digital technologies to advance inclusive, equitable, and ethical learning ecosystems. This is both timely and very relevant given the space we find ourselves and the fact that as KNUST, we are leaders in change and we influence the ecosystem in which we find ourselves. So for this reason, this week, the university has designed a number of activities to help us deal with this particular question. We have several capacity building workshops ongoing. We started just yesterday. And we would also be continuing with an international conference on Thursday. And we'll also award or recognize those who have excelled as far as e-learning best practices is concerned. And for those of us who are joining us, currently the university is moving from excellence to eminence, which means that if you've known KNUST for doing excellent things, for now we are saying that excellence is the starting point. So after this Friday, we will not be celebrating excellence anymore. We'll be celebrating eminence. Actually, we will not be celebrating eminence. Other people will celebrate us as eminent. But for us to get there, I will implore everyone gathered in here. I see our lovely basic school students. I see some high school students. I see some undergraduate and postgraduate students here. For us to get there, I would implore you to involve yourself in every activity that is going on. And at the end of the day, when we convene here next year, and we attempt to answer the next difficult question, we'll be well armed for that. So on behalf of the planning committee, who have worked tirelessly, our partners, and investment management, I take this opportunity to welcome you to KNUST and welcome to the KNUST's e-learning awareness week. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director. For those of us in the university and a couple more around, we have over the years experienced everything e-learning, and we feel your impact each day. So we are more than happy to be here. But it's my pleasure now to welcome one of our own to give us his remarks on the experiences his constituency has gone through with respect to e-learning. Please welcome the President of the Graduate Students Association of Ghana, KNUST, Mr. Yusuf Suleimana.
Good morning, everyone. Registrar, with your permission, I would like to stand on the existing protocols. It is both an honor and a great privilege to address you today as we officially open this year's e-learning awareness week under the theme, Harnessing AI and Emerging Digital Technologies to Advance Inclusive, Equitable, and Ethical Learning Ecosystem. On behalf of the Graduate Students Association of Ghana, GRASA KNUST, I warmly welcome each and every one of us to this important occasion. As graduate students, we stand at the intersection of learning, research and innovation, and professional practice. Every day, we experience firsthand how digital technologies are transforming the way we access knowledge, conduct research, and collaborate with colleagues, and solve real-world problems. Artificial intelligence, learning management systems, virtual laboratories, data analytics, and other emerging technologies are no longer futuristic concepts. They are becoming essential tools in our academic journey. However, technology alone does not guarantee better education. Its true value lies in how we use it to create opportunities for everyone. As graduate students, we believe that AI and digital technology should serve as bridges rather than barriers. They should enable students from diverse backgrounds, including those with disabilities and those in remote locations, to access quality education and participate fully in academic life. At the same time, we must embrace these innovations responsibly. As researchers, future leaders, we have a collective responsibility to ensure that AI is used ethically and with integrity, transparency, respect for privacy, and accountability. While AI can enhance our productivity, it should never replace critical thinking, originality, or academic honesty. Rather, it should complement our intelligence, helping us become more creative, efficient, and impactful scholars. This Awareness Week presents an excellent opportunity for all of us to learn, share experiences, and develop the digital competencies required for the future of higher education. I therefore encourage every graduate student to actively participate in the workshops, seminars, and discussions. Let us ask questions, explore new technologies, and reflect on how we can apply them meaningfully in our research, teaching, and professional development. Grasa KNUST reaffirm our commitment to the supporting initiatives that promote digital literacy, responsible AI use, and equitable access to learning resources. We look forward to collaborating with the university and other stakeholders to build academic environment where innovation is guided by ethics, inclusivity, and excellence. Let us embrace the opportunities presented by artificial intelligence and emerging digital technologies, not with fear, but with wisdom, not merely for convenience, but for meaningful learning, and not only for today's students, but for future generations of scholars. Thank you for your attention, and I wish all of us a successful and impactful e-learning awareness week. Thank you.
Thank you very much, GRASAC President. I, at this moment, would want to quickly acknowledge the presence of some dignitaries in our midst. Representing the Vice Chancellor this morning is the Director of Distance Learning. Please applaud Professor Anthony Andrews. We're also privileged to have the Registrar in our midst, Mr. Benjamin Bwampon Owusu. It's my pleasure also to acknowledge the presence of Ann Nielsen, Director, University Design Institute of the Arizona State University. Thank you very much for coming. Please applaud the Director of UITS, Mr. Emmanuel Kofi Afo. We're also happy to have the Dean of the International Programs Office, Professor Edmond Ekwaji. The head of pensions of GOS, it looks like he just took a leave, he will be back. But the planning, okay, so the planning committee chair and also the head of Department of Architecture, please welcome Professor Daniel Dria. The immediate past director of e-learning, Professor Apple. Thank you very much. We acknowledge the presence of our two chaplains, the Protestant chaplain and the Catholic chaplain, Registrar of the College of Agric and Natural Resources, Mr. Charles Asamoah Boateng. I see the university's counselor, Mr. Jewu, Dr. Jewu, also in our midst. Thank you very much for coming, and we welcome all of you. The Vice Chancellor was scheduled to be in our midst to deliver a brief address, but in her stead, the Director of e-learning, Professor Andrews, will do that. Please welcome him.
Good morning to you all. Registrar, with your permission, I would like to stand on existing protocols and proceed. It is an honor to stand before you today on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Rita Akusia Dixon, and to warmly welcome you to this very important program, that is the E-Learning Awareness Week 2026. KNUST believes that the COVID-19 pandemic not only created KNUST's commitment to digital education, but also revealed how far the commitment had to go and subsequently made a choice. We could have treated the shift to online learning as a temporary measure to be tolerated until normalcy returned. But we chose the ramifications of the COVID-19 pandemic as an accelerant to establish the KNUST e-learning center, not as a crisis response unit, but also the central institutional driver of our digital learning agenda, with a mandate to transform permanently and at scale how teaching and learning happen at KNUST. Ladies and gentlemen, that choice has produced results that I'm proud to share with this distinguished gathering today. KNUST now conducts over 100,000 individual online examination sessions every single academic year. Thank you. This achievement places us in a unique category among tertiary institutions in the country. It gives us a scale of digital assessment infrastructure that until recently, many in the higher education space in the country would not have imagined achievable. We have successfully migrated the erstwhile nationwide paper-based nursing diploma terminal examinations for health training institutions affiliated to KNUST to our online platform for computer-based examinations, with over 10,000 nursing students across the country participating every year. These are high-stakes, professionally consequential assessments, and KNUST is delivering them digitally at a national scale. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been able to achieve this because we have been deliberate. We did not simply move our examinations online and hope for the best. We invested in the infrastructure, the processes, and the human capital to make it work. We made the effort to resource our students to align with digital pedagogies and assessment by introducing innovative initiatives such as the Support One Needy Student with One Laptop, SANSOL. The SANSOL project is one of the Vice Chancellor's flagship initiatives to ensure that financially disadvantaged students will not be left behind in the digital enterprise of the university. In our maiden year of 2021, we distributed 593 brand new laptops. In 2022, 793 laptops were distributed. In the 5 years since the inception of the SANSOL initiative, we have placed more than 4,000 laptops in the hands of the needy but brilliant students to come along the digital transformation journey of the university. And I think the Vice Chancellor and the university deserves a round of applause. Thank you. This has been made possible by the extraordinary generosity of our corporate and individual donors, including Stanbic Bank, EcoBank, Consolidated Bank, Telecel, Absa Bank, SRC KNUST, Grasak KNUST, and many, many, many others who have answered the call. Thank you to every donor who has contributed to the SANSOL on behalf of the 4,000 students and the families whose trajectories have been helped redirect. We say a very, very big thank you. To those of us in this hall who have not as yet joined this initiative, we extend to you a direct and sincere invitation to respond to the Macedonian call. One laptop can permanently change the story of one student and his family. Your organization has the power to do that, and we therefore respectfully ask you to heed this call. In addition to the SANSOL, one other partnership that has made tremendous contribution to strengthen the quality of digital education is the MasterCard Foundation e-learning initiative. Through this partnership, we have enhanced our digital infrastructure to meet the growing demands of an expanding institution. We have built staff capacity in instructional design, online pedagogy, student support systems, and quality assurance in online education. Faculty who were trained under this initiative are today designing learning experiences that are more engaging, more accessible, and more effective than what was possible 5 years ago. The improvement in the quality of our online pedagogy is visible through student feedback, course completion rates, the confidence with which our faculty approach digital teaching, and many more. We are grateful to the MasterCard Foundation and the University Design Institute of Arizona State University, and Anne, you are here, we are very much grateful to you for this partnership, and we keenly look forward to the phase 2 of the MasterCard projects. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to speak to something that does not always make headlines, but is quietly transforming the career prospects of KNUST graduates. Over the past 5 years, the university has established on its campus a series of industry standard professional academies, all available to our students at no cost. We now have Cisco Academy, an AWS Academy, an Oracle Academy, Huawei ICT Academy, and most recently, a ServiceNow Academy. These are not supplementary options for the technically inclined. They are a deliberate strategy to ensure that when KNUST graduates walk through an employer's door, they carry with them not only a degree, but a professional certifications and practical skills that the modern economy demands. Thank you. The measurable improvements in the employability of our graduates over the past 5 years is in no small way a dividend of this professional strategy. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, everything I've described to you today, that's the examination scale, the device equity program, the staff capacity investment, the professional academies, is the work of an institution that has made a decision about what it wants to be. KNUST vision is to be Africa's hub of excellence in educational technology and online education, driving Ghana and Africa's access to quality education through the delivery of innovative solutions tailored specifically to our own challenges and realities. Not solutions imported wholesale from other contexts, but solutions built here, tested here, and proven here. That vision requires partnerships with match its scale. We therefore call on government through the Ministry of Education to work with KNUST as Ghana's premier science and technology university to build the national digital education infrastructure that this country needs. KNUST can lead the provision of digital solutions for a number that the public sector needs. We also call on UNESCO to continue lending its convening power and technical expertise to this agenda. We call on every partner represented in this hall to recognize that what KNUST is building is not only a university. It's not only a university project, it is a national asset, and therefore we must all be encouraged to support this project. And so we respectfully ask you to invest in it accordingly. Once again, it's my honor to welcome you to the 2026 KNUST E-Learning Awareness Week. 5 days from now, I believe this institution and every partner here will have a clearer commitment and bolder plans than we arrived with. Let us make that happen. Long live Ghana, long live Asanteman, and long live KNUST. Thank you very much.
I felt the difference in their performance, the drumming, and the stagecraft. I asked for their identity, and I'm told they are from the Center of National Culture, so it makes sense. Custodians of our culture. A louder round of applause to the Center for National Culture. So shall we please now turn our attention to the screen as we listen to the UNESCO representative's address. Mr. Edmond Mukala is going to deliver his address online.
Honorable Minister of Education and MP for Tamale South, dear brother Aruna Idrisu, Vice Chancellor Professor Rita Akosua Dixon, distinguished members of the University Council and Management, esteemed faculty, development partners, dear students, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is a great honor and privilege to join you this year e-Learning Awareness Week under the timely theme, Harnessing AI and Emerging Digital Technology to Advance Inclusive, Equitable, and Ethical Learning Ecosystem. We are gathered at a defining moment in history. Every generation witnesses a technological breakthrough that fundamentally reshapes society. For our generation, artificial intelligence is that breakthrough. AI no longer a distant possibility. It is already transforming how we learn, teach, work, and communicate and innovate. The question before us, therefore, not whether AI will transform education. It already has. The more important question is this: will AI transform education in ways that uphold human dignity, expand opportunity, protect our right, and celebrate our diversity? Indeed, this event responds directly to one of the key issues emerging from UNESCO Artificial Intelligence Readiness Assessment methodology conducted in Ghana recently, which identified limited public awareness as a challenge requiring urgent attention. Today's dialogue is therefore both timely and strategic. It contribute directly to building the AI literacy and public understanding that Ghana needs. It is equally significant that Kearns has been identified under the recently launched Ghana National Artificial Intelligence Strategy as one of the leading institutions expected to drive AI education, research, and innovation in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, innovation is accelerating faster than ever before. Algorithms evolve daily, while policy often takes years to catch up. One could say that technology is on the run while regulation is chasing after. This widening gap is precisely why ethical governance has become not a luxury, but a necessity. Artificial intelligence offers remarkable opportunities. It can personalize learning, assist teachers, support learners with disabilities through adaptive technologies, and widen access to quality education for remote communities. But alongside these extraordinary opportunities come equally profound responsibilities. Data may power artificial intelligence, but values must always guide it. I repeat again. But alongside these extraordinary opportunities come equally profound responsibilities. Data may power artificial intelligence, but values must always guide it. Recognizing, therefore, both the promise and risk, all 193 UNESCO member states unanimously adopted the UNESCO recommendation on the ethics of artificial intelligence in 2021. This is the world's first global normative framework on AI. It provides practical guidance to ensure that AI systems respect human rights, promote transparency, prevent discrimination, and preserve cultural diversity. Its message is simple yet profound. Technology must serve humanity, not the other way around. Distinguished guests, education is a fundamental right. As AI becomes increasingly integrated into education system, we must ensure that digital transformation advances three fundamental principles. First, inclusion. No learner should be left behind, whether because of geography, disability, gender, language, socioeconomic circumstances, or digital access. Second, human rights. AI system used in education must be transparent, explainable, accountable, and fair. They should empower learners, not profile, exclude, or disadvantage them. Third, cultural diversity. Digital technology should not erase identities or homogenize cultures. Africans' heritage, indigenous knowledge and system, and local languages must be reflected in the digital ecosystem we are creating. Africa possesses the youngest population in the world. This demographic dividend presents an extraordinary opportunity. However, we risk perpetuating digital inequalities if Africa is merely a consumer of technology developed elsewhere. Therefore, the future of AI should also be shaped in Kumasi, Accra, Nairobi, Kigali, Lagos, and across our continent. Africa must become an active contributor to how AI is designed, governed, and deployed. Generative AI is already transforming higher education. Students are using it to learn, researchers to generate knowledge, and our response should not be fear, nor should it be blind enthusiasm. Our response must be responsible innovation. KNUS occupies a unique position. You are not simply educating future professionals, you are shaping the ethical compass of Ghana's digital future. I therefore encourage KNUS to lead in 5 ways. Integrate AI ethics across disciplines, promote interdisciplinary research, champion African data sets, foster inclusive innovation ecosystem, and position itself as the leading center for evidence-based policy dialogue. Ultimately, the success of AI will not be measured by how intelligent our machine becomes. It will be measured by how much more just, inclusive, and human our society becomes. Innovation without ethics risks deepening inequality. Innovation guided by ethics expands opportunity for everyone. UNESCO therefore remain committed to working alongside the government of Ghana and KNUS to ensure technology serves humanity. Together, let us build learning ecosystem where digital transformation protects cultural diversity and where every learner can thrive. I thank you very much for your kind attention.
We say many thanks as well to the UNESCO country rep, Mr. Mukala. The Minister of Education was scheduled to have joined us today for this program, but unfortunately, he could not make it for other very important commitments. So in his stead, Dr. William Kwame Amankra, Regional Director of Education here in Ashanti, will deliver the address on his behalf. Please welcome Dr. William Kwame Amankra.
Good morning, distinguished guests. As the MC said, it should have been Honorable Aruna. I'm just standing in the big shoes, and I know by the grace of God it will be done. So I will read as they have forwarded it to me. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from the Honorable Minister for Education, who unfortunately is unable to be with us today due to a national emergency which requires his immediate attention. It is therefore my honor and privilege to represent him at this important event and to convey his message and best wishes to all present. On his behalf, I wish to express sincere appreciation to the Vice Chancellor and her team for the invitation and for the opportunity to deliver this keynote address. Since the NDC government took office in 2025, we have prioritized digitizing and modernizing our educational system. Recent initiatives include the 4th Africa Education Summit, which foster critical dialogue on technology, integration, and professional development, and the MasterCard Foundation EdTech Fellowship, which has empowered 36 Ghanaian EdTech ventures and reached over 690,000 learners, nearly half of them many from rural and underserved communities. In August 2025, we launched the basic science, technology, engineering, and maths, that's BSTEM program, integrating coding, AI, and robotics into basic education. Just last week, if you care to know, just last week, we had a national competition. A team from Ashanti won. So it means that we are embracing the modern ways of learning. This shift moves over youth from passive recipient to active innovators and problem solvers. Our STEM schools and free SHS policies have expanded access and removed barriers to opportunities for Ghanaian children. Our reforms deliver results. The senior high transcript portal, now fully operational, has recorded over 40,000 marks and is used by more than 70% of our teachers. The SIP that I spoke about, every exams, everything about the students, we just put it on the platform so that anybody, anywhere can assess the performance of the student. You need not to go to the school. So it's one of the best innovations. The National Curriculum microsite has seen over 8.8 million downloads while participating in professional learning communities, has reached 88%. Tablet deployment in SHS has expanded from 30 to 420 schools in under a year. To all gathered here, our task is to ensure that education and technology becomes instrument of empowerment, inclusive, peace, and prosperity for all Ghanaians. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Amankra. And KNUST is 75 years, and we're basking in the glory of our achievements. The celebration is under the theme, Excellence to Eminence, 75 years of KNUST. And e-learning seems to have drawn from it. We are going to watch a documentary titled Excellence to Eminence, the Digital Revolution at KNUST. Well, I'm told we'll have to hold on to that, so I will now respectfully invite the rep of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Anthony Andrews, once again, this time around, to declare the official opening of the e-learning week.
I'll invite my brother to join me. E-learning director. Kindly join me. And registrar, the former director, e-learning, also join us. And then the SRC leadership, Grasak, if you can also join us on stage. And then the planning committee head, Professor. Right, so on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mrs. Rita Akosua-Dickson, I'm honored and humbled and privileged to declare the 2026 E-Learning Awareness Week duly opened. So I wish all of you a productive, engaging, and a successful week. Thank you very much, and God bless us all. Thank you for joining me on stage. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Excellence is not a destination, it is a journey of vision, innovation, and transformation. At KNUST, the pursuit of academic excellence has always been at the heart of our mission. But in a rapidly changing digital world, excellence alone is not enough. We must evolve, we must lead, we must move from excellence to eminence. This is the story of KNUST's digital evolution.
From March 2020, something happened, and I'm sure a lot of you remember the famous fellow Ghanaians. The fellow Ghanaians was synonymous with COVID-19. The university issued the usual green letter, and normally when you see the green letter, you know that there's something that has to be done, an important information that has to be read. And so we read that message, and the university was on shutdown. And e-learning had to step in. The e-learning, by that time, e-learning was being handled at the distant learning unit, of course. And I remember contributions of Dr. Osei. In fact, he actually was the person that led the EJUAD discussion. And so all of us, at this particular point in time in March 2020, Professor Ahmed Ejapon, he was the deputy director of distance learning. And I remember the university tasking a committee to look at migrating all the programs onto the university virtual class. Quickly, the migration of courses from all the various departments were done. And that was where e-learning across the campus was done holistically. Trainings were done, led by Professor Ahmed Ejapon again. All the university faculty members were trained into delivering online. The students were trained, certificates were issued. In fact, the certificates were signed by the Vice Chancellor herself. Before then, during the COVID phase, I remember the contributions of the then Vice Chancellor in the COVID phase was Professor Obridan. So he was there during the COVID phase, and therefore he had to help us move into this phase that we didn't know. But then what saved us was that during Professor William Otu's earliest time, studios had been constructed for the distant learning, about 3 studios, and there were other things that they were doing to support e-learning and the distant learning. Therefore, it was easy for us to move on.
When I look back at the journey of the KNUST e-learning center, I see a story of vision, resilience, innovation, and passion for transformation. I had the privilege of serving this university as the foundation director of the e-learning center from the year 2021 to 2025. And I can say in all humility that what we see today did not happen just by chance. Like many institutions around the world, our story began during the COVID-19 pandemic. And if you recall, overnight, universities had to rethink how teaching and learning could continue. And for many institutions, it was simply about surviving the crisis. But KNUST's story is different. Our leadership saw something bigger. They saw an opportunity to transform the way we educate our students, the way we teach, and the way we learn, and even practice administration. And one of the greatest strengths we had throughout the journey of the pandemic was the forward-thinking leadership of the management of our prestigious university, particularly the solid support of our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Rita Akosua-Dickson, together with the Pro-Vice-Chancellors at the time, the registrars, the provost, and all members of management that Professor Dickson worked with at the time. They understood the digital transformation agenda. They got it that it wasn't just a temporary response to COVID. But they saw it as the future of higher education. And that conviction gave us, those who were implementing it, the confidence to move beyond emergency remote pedagogy to building a sustainable system that could serve the university for many years to come. Our Vice-Chancellor had a vision, the digitalization agenda. The digitalization agenda, which we all bought into, became the foundation upon which the e-learning center was built. Every major initiative we took at the time aligned with the vision of making KNUST truly a future-ready university equipped with digital competencies and ability. And together, we moved from simply supporting online classes through the Institute of Distance Learning, IDL, to building comprehensive digital learning ecosystem that can support the entire university and every constituency that we operate. And one of the things that I am particularly proud of is the university's investment in infrastructure. We established 23 world-class multimedia production studios, instructional design facilities, virtual reality, and virtual classroom support systems, computer-based examination resources, a fully equipped podcast studio, and even the immersive learning and pedagogy spaces. But infrastructure alone does not transform education. People do. And that is why capacity building became one of our greatest priorities. We trained hundreds of lecturers in instructional design, in online facilitation, in digital assessment, in effective use of educational technologies for teaching, for learning.
As a person with disability, my experience at KNUST has shown me what true digital inclusion looks like. There are certain physical barriers that I face, such as using the computer mouse. Yet, I have never felt excluded in the university digital learning environment. The e-learning center has been accessible and convenient to me and my other colleagues.
When I got admitted as an economics student in KNUST, I thought life on campus was going to be very difficult because I'll have to carry textbooks and big bags around whenever I had a class. But because of the learning management system, I'm able to access slides, videos, and quizzes on the virtual class, which has made my academic flow very, very comfortable on campus. And I remember there was one time where I had to rush to campus to submit an assignment. But because of the learning management system, I'm able to submit an assignment on the virtual class with a click of a button. Anytime I have a quiz, I no longer have to panic because there is an auto-save system which saves my work anytime there are challenges.
At the KNUST e-Learning Center, innovation meets education, which creates a truly modern learning experience. By leveraging cutting-edge digital technology, the center redefines how teaching and learning takes place. At the heart of this transformation is the Learning Management System, that's the LMS. This is a digital platform that enables lecturers to organize courses, deliver lecture materials, engage with students, administer assessment, and monitor learning progress, all in one place. Now, the center also features an immersive learning and pedagogy unit, which is equipped with the virtual reality technology. Here, the learners step beyond the traditional classroom into realistic, simulated environments that makes learning more interactive. Whether developing practical skills or exploring complex concepts, the VR provides hands-on experience in a safe and a controlled setting. Now, content creation is equally at the forefront. The e-learning center boasts of over 20 state-of-the-art teaching studios designed to support both synchronous and asynchronous teaching. Now, the studio enables educators to produce high-quality digital learning content that reaches students wherever they are. It has the examination and proctoring assessment unit and a dedicated podcast studio. These are all specialized facilities that continues to expand the possibilities of technology enhanced teaching.
As a leading science and technology university, we will be contributing our quota to the wealth of edtech solutions in the world by utilizing cutting-edge solutions and technologies from artificial intelligence, virtual and augmented reality to produce African-centric edtech solutions that solve our peculiar problems. Through our e-learning practice and research journal, we intend to become one of the leading voices in digital education scholarship in Africa and beyond. None of these things that I have mentioned will mean anything if we do not share it. Our digital equity and inclusion strategy will place devices and subsidized data in the hands of students that global platforms typically overlook. And we will build learning systems that will work even where connectivity fails. Access to knowledge will never depend on your location in moving forward. We are building a pipeline of micro-credentials, professional certifications, and executive education, working with industry leaders so that our graduates do not simply hold degrees. They will hold skills that market is waiting for. And we intend to do this not only for KNUST, but for the entire African region by establishing a West African training hub and sharing what we learn with every institution that is prepared to learn alongside us. This university carries the name of a man who believed that Africa's freedom would mean little if it did not also mean self-reliance. That is the ability to build, to teach, and lead on its own terms. The knot of wisdom, as we've already said, is untied only by the wise. As KNUST, we believe that it is our sacred responsibility of leading the transformation of education on the continent through digital transformation of the systems in place. We know that achieving this will mean deliberate decisions, to do the unthinkable, and imagine the unimaginable to prepare for the future which is uncertain. We will no longer react, but prepare. To our partners, this is an invitation not to watch Africa's digital future arrive, but to help build it with us. This is what moving from excellence to eminence truly means. This should be our commitment, and this aligns with what we at the KNUST e-Learning Center stands for, which is impact.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the beautifully edited documentary from e-learning titled Excellence to Eminence, the Digital Revolution at KNUST, and I'm sure we appreciate everything e-learning has done and continues to do. Shall we please give them a loud round of applause once again? Before I continue, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Finance Officer of KNUST. Please applaud Dr. Charles Nsia. He was accompanied by Dr. Owusu Echampong, who is his deputy. And also in our midst this morning is Dr. Felix Obimboatin, Head of Pensions at GOS. Thank you all for coming. It's my pleasure to welcome the chairman of the planning committee, Dr. Daniel Dia, to give us our announcement for today. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Please, you are discriminating with the clapping. Can you clap for me well? Thank you all very much, and we are very happy to have you here. It's already started a very interesting week. From yesterday and then tomorrow, we have been having very interesting workshops at the library mall. And yesterday, there were a lot of the students from the basic school who had great exposition to a lot of the AI and EdTech solutions. And they ended with flying drones out there. And some of the committee members were arguing that next time we should add Keresu, Wiwisu, and those other ones who, would feel the impact more. We are spoiling our children, but for them, it's a must, and we'll continue doing that. Also, the workshops for the graduate students on how to use AI and EdTech solutions in the research was absolutely on point. And on the basis of that, for example, the Department of Architecture would be asking for specialized training for our grad students and also our faculty. I think they are very, very interesting ones that we should all endeavor to do. So we are going to be, a few of the things showing there. We are going to be continuing today and finish up with the workshops tomorrow. So make sure that you are not left out. Now, for the rest of the activities this afternoon, from 1 to 3, we are going to be having a student forum, and that is going to be moderated by Anne, and then also supported by Mavis. Is Mavis here? The Women's Commissioner for SRC would be joining Anne to do that very, very interesting discussion. And the focus for that is going to be on Student E-Learning Experience Forum. Student E-Learning Experience Forum. Our learning, our future. Student voices on digital education at KNUST. And that promises to be very, very interesting, and we encourage you all to be part of it. And then from 3:30 to 5 p.m., there's going to be a podcast. You don't have to be here. Anywhere in the world, you can actually join us. And it's going to be on the topic from innovation to impact, scaling homegrown EdTech solutions for inclusive learning in Africa. And Director of Education, I really hope you are going to be here on Thursday. There are 3 outstanding students of our university who have come up with very practical and impactful solutions in this space. 2 for students in learning and 1 for education, how teachers can come up with curriculum. And I think it's something that you ought to be here so that you take it along. Very, very interesting. We're all blown away, and I hope that you all join us. Tomorrow, on Wednesday in the morning, like I said, we'll finish up with the workshops at the Library Mall. And then right here, we are going to be having what we call the Tech Smart Test competition. It's a quiz competition inter-colleges, and we've already had the balloting, and already the mood there promises to be a very, very interesting one. Who wins this year? Last year's winners were the College of Engineering, and this year already there's a lot of movement here, and the College of Humanities and Social Sciences tell us that they are bringing their boys and girls, so we should reserve half of the auditorium for them. Please don't miss out tomorrow from 1 to 3 p.m. right here at the Great Hall. And then on Thursday, we turn our focus to the inauguration or the start of the e-learning international conference. This year, we received a lot of abstracts that were submitted, more than 220, which is very, very good. Maybe we also have to thank in part the School of Graduate Studies and the academic board and the leadership of the university that has made publication of your graduate studies, any output, mandatory before you can graduate. So we receive more than 220. And so there'll be about 70 poster presentations on very interesting topics on the 5 themes that we have. And then also about 71 oral presentations in 5 parallel sessions tomorrow. That is going to be also a very, very interesting one. More than close to 200 people have already registered for that. And as part of it, we'll have exhibitions at the back. So please make sure you are here on Thursday. And I will be bringing my graduate students here. There are no classes for the Thursday and Friday. And I hope our colleagues here do the same so that we'll have a very impactful and engaging one. So we'll meet here in the morning for the opening ceremony. And then we would be having industry address by the IT consortium. And then also we are going to be having a government address from the Ministry of Communications. And then our keynote will also come from them. And then we have some messages from our partners, Ann Nielsen, and we'll have a very, very interesting panel discussion that's going to be focusing on AI in African universities, governance, ethics, and policy. That's very, very critical for the direction of e-learning. Then we finish off on Friday. So Friday morning, we're going to be back in here. In the Thursday afternoon, we'll be in the various parallel sessions. There'll be a session here at the Great Hall. There'll be another session, Gardner Conference Room, 2nd floor behind me. And then there'll be 3 more sessions in the university library. Now, on Friday, we'll have the closing ceremony. And we are going to be receiving a special address from Air Vice Marshal David Annette Akron, who is the commandant of the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center. He's going to be speaking on the topic, the future we choose. The future we choose. Artificial intelligence, human values, and the next generation of learning ecosystems. We would also receive a presentation from our industry partner, Comfort Ghana, and they will talk about leveraging near peers to drive sustainable rural edtech integration in Ghana. And then, as I mentioned, we'll have the EdTech Spotlight, Student Innovation Showcase. So Timothy Aguya Akasia, who's an MPhil Communication Design first-year student, he has about 3 or 4 solutions. And we discussed a lot what to do. I think would allow him to do 2 very interesting ones. And then Benjamin Etonam Abuchi is a BSc Computer Engineering final year student, also a very, very interesting learning app that he'll be talking about. And then the third spotlight will be by Osgood Blessing Buedi Enin. He's also a BSc Computer Science student, and he's also going to address us on the flow state. In the afternoon, there'll be opportunities for those visiting us across the country and internationally to see the city of Kumasi. But in the evening at 6:30 p.m., right here at the Great Hall, we are going to be having the E-Learning Excellence Awards dinner. And it's a black tie event. At the planning committee meeting, they kept on pointing at me, Prof, it's a black tie event, because I am known to be the kaftan professor. I always put on kaftan. I said, what are you going to do with the black tie? I'll try and get something in there. So we know that the finance officer will be joining us. Don't worry. When he's there, everything is okay. So it definitely promises to be an interesting rest of the week. After today, we will do the group photos, and then behind me, we would be serving lunch right around 11 a.m. So please don't be in a hurry to go. Let's do some group photos, and by all means, interact and engage. We are very happy to have you here. And for the students from the basic school, and then also St. Louis Senior High School, we say thank you so much. A round of applause for them. We receive a lot of the students from St. Louis Senior High School at KNUST. Every year in architecture, for example, there are more than 5 ladies coming from St. Louis Senior High School, and I'm sure it's similar in all of our other programs. So thank you so much for coming, and also for our basic school, and to all of you, we are very, very grateful for your presence here. I would like us to specially recognize the members of the planning committee who have been working tirelessly around the clock to be upstanding so that we appreciate them. Planning committee members, please stand up. Please, a round of applause. Yes. There are a lot of them in and out there. Please, you can be seated. And we are grateful especially to the representatives from the SRC, His Excellency Justice Kofi Annan, and then also Theresa as well. So thank you all very much, and I'll hand over back to James. I tried to get your voice, but it's unique, so you make do with mine. Thank you all very much.
My name is Timothy Aguya Kasia, a first-year MPhil Communication Design student of KNUST. Before I built anything, I was a teacher in Sakote, in the Upper East region. For one term, I faced over 80 learners in a single class. Even on a normal day, it was more than 45. Too few classrooms, too few desks, and not enough teaching and learning materials. And in that crowd, some children could read a paragraph, while others could not read their own names. Every teacher there carries 3 impossible tasks: planning lessons by hand in the right format, steals the hours you should spend resting, Diagnosing where 45 different learners actually are cannot be done with a pen, and building a differentiated lesson for every level at night is a luxury no tired teachers can sustain. So we teach to the middle, and the child at the back stays invisible. Class Parallel is a tool I wish I had had. It is a teaching assistant. The teacher stays in control, and Class Parallel does the heavy lifting. From a strand, sub-strand, content standard, and indicator, it drafts a full, correctly formatted lesson plan in minutes, and it runs a quick diagnosis that shows where learners are below, on, or above the average, and it turns into a differentiated lesson plan for each group, all still aligned to NACA curriculum. Plan, diagnose, differentiate. And for the child, the diagnostic feels like a game with points, streaks, and trophies that keeps even the shy learners taking part. It feels the classroom are actually taught in, when there is no tablet for every child. The diagnostics run on the teacher's own phone, and it can work offline. Everything Class Parallel produces is shown to the teacher to review and edit first. That is exactly what NACA asks of teaching materials, that they support, not replace the trained teacher. Ghana is already bringing AI into our senior high schools. Class Parallel carries the same vision into the foundation years, from kindergarten to basic 9, where the gap begins. It is built on the national curriculum. Tomorrow in Sakote, one teacher will again face a classroom of 45 or more. Class Parallel cannot build her a classroom, but it can give her back her evenings, and a real way to reach every child in that crowd. Let us give every basic school teacher in Ghana that time and that reach back. My name is Timothy Agoyakasia, and this is Class Parallel. Thank you.
Thank you. We are gradually drawing down the curtains on the program. To give us the vote of thanks, it's my pleasure to welcome the Vice President of the Student Representative Council of KNUST. Please welcome Mr. Justice Etuahene Frimpong.
Standing on existing protocols. Good morning. On behalf of the Student Representative Council and the entire student body, I am honored to deliver the vote of thanks to this year's launch of e-learning week. Our sincere appreciation goes to the representative of Minister of Education for your inspiring address. We also thank our Vice Chancellor, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Registrar, University Management, faculty members, invited guests, partners, and sponsors for your presence and your support. This year's theme, Harnessing AI and Emerging Technologies to Advance Inclusive, Equitable, and Ethical Learning Ecosystems, reminds us that the future of education depends not only on innovation, but also ensuring that technology benefits every learner responsibly. Special thanks to the e-learning center, the organizing committee, the technical team, and the volunteers for making today's launch possible. To my fellow students, I encourage you to actively partake in all activities planned for this week and make most of the e-learning week opportunities. I'm not going to get it anywhere, so please let's make good use of it. Thank you all for your presence. I wish everyone a successful and impactful e-learning week. May God bless us all. May God bless KNUST. Thank you very much.
Before we go, I'd like to acknowledge the following personalities once again for gracing the occasion. Representing the Vice Chancellor, please once again applaud Professor Andrews, Director of IDL. We also are grateful to the rep of the Minister for Education, Dr. Amankra. We thank you for coming. Of course, the registrar was here. He's left for other important engagements. The finance officer, we thank you for coming. Dr. Ann Nielsen, Director of E-Learning, University Design Institute, Arizona State University. We acknowledge all the provost directors, deans who came around. Also, thank you to the KNUST Basic School, KNUST SHS, and for the partners, MasterCard Foundation, E-Learning Initiative, IT Consortium, Comfort, IDL, KNUST Libraries, KAIPTC, that's the Kofi Annan Peacekeeping Training Center, the SRC GRASAG, and the sponsors as well, Multineck Enterprise, Figlo, ProData, Canon Co, Ghanaian Academic and Research Network, Comfort, IDEA, IT Consortium, MasterCard Foundation, e-learning. Please do remember to visit elearningweek.knust.gh for the workshops and all other events regarding the celebration. Shall we please rise as I invite the Catholic chaplain, Reverend Father Dr. Na, to say the closing prayer. And after the closing prayer, we'll take the group photograph on stage, please.
Shall we pray? Our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. Almighty and ever-living God, the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, the e-learning center of this noble and prestigious university, together as we celebrate our 75 years of innovation, excellence, and impactful contribution on humanity, we thank you in a very special way for the opening ceremony of this e-learning awareness week, the 2026 version of it. How best we can harness AI, emerging technical tools to advance inclusive, equitable, and ethical learning ecosystem. We thank you for how far you have journeyed with our e-learning center. We thank you for its meaningful contribution and impact in improving education and learning. As we have opened this week-long activity and celebrations, it is our prayer that all the activities we have earmarked, all the various workshops to help build our capacity in harnessing these AI and digital tools will be meaningful for us, and that we all will embrace these tools as we improve upon our education and our learning. As we continue on our activities, be with us, direct us, and bless us in everything that we do. We make all these prayers through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you all for coming. Please sit. We'll take our photographs here. I'll first invite the rep of the Vice Chancellor and all the dignitaries. Please line up here and take the photograph. When they are done, we'll take our various turns.